Hi folks, Chris the Atheist One here. I really want to thank everybody for contributing to this question thread, and I'm going to start by telling you that this may end up being 2 videos. I've had such a great response, and just about every one of these questions is a question that I'm happy to answer, so let's get cracking. Spirit Keeper yesterday asked me, what, if any, argument for God's existence has given you the most pause for thought or doubt? I have to say that when I was younger, I think that my mind told me that the complexity of the world and the universe, was a big thing that weighed in. If I had to say an answer for now that I'm an atheist, I'd say the best argument would be the what happened before the Big Bang argument, which, every atheist that I know will tell you that's a head scratcher, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's an invisible man out there. But I hope that kind of answers your question. The next one is from my good friend Mobby32. If you could go anywhere in the universe, where would you go? I'm already there. Believe it or not, I'm totally happy living where I live, living the life I live. I really wouldn't want to be anybody else or do anything else, because I'm helping people, and I've got a great life, man. I'm totally happy. But thanks for the question. Killer of the Sun. If you had died and seen that there was a God after all, what would you say to it? Well, I'd say, you dumbass. Why didn't you make your existence a little bit more apparent to people? It's your fault. And if you throw me into hell, fuck you, you're a monster, because the whole idea of God is wrong. If he is there, he's a psychopath. Hope that answers your question. Jimbo Can. This is a good one. Between Thunderfoot, Einstein, Richard Dawkins, D.P.R. Jones, and Christopher Hitchens, who would you want to meet the most? Wow. I'd like to meet them all. I have a lot of respect for every one of them. My absolute hero is Stephen Hawking, but I'd love to meet him. But I think amongst this group, this particular group, I'm going to have to say Richard Dawkins, because he is an evolutionary scientist, and he's a well-spoken man, and I have a lot of respect for him. Alrighty. Mysterious Mayonnaise, great name. What do you think of Pat Condell and his aggressive approach to religion? Well, you only need to look at some of my videos to get the answer to that, my friend, because it's people continuously mistake forthrightness with aggression. Pat Condell isn't nasty or aggressive as much as he is brutally honest, and that's what I try to be, because A, I don't believe in mincing words with people. I think that's goofy. It wastes time. And B, if you want to get your point across, you should say it emphatically. And the problem with that, though, is every Christian always makes the mistake of saying that if somebody, particularly somebody handicapped, doesn't believe in God, they must be angry, which is just a psychological fallacy. But I like Pat Condell. He's one of my heroes. He's almost up there with Phil Hellenes. Almost. Okay, what do you think of Bishop Shelby Deathheim? Deathheim, my pal. What do you think of Bishop Shelby Spong? I looked up Shelby Spong. I had never heard of him before, but apparently he's trying to breathe some new life into the Catholic Church and do a little bit of reformation, and I'm all for that anytime. I really think that all clergy are pretty crooked, but you know, Shelby Spong is trying. You know, he's on the right track, and I hope he goes full fat and decides to chuck the whole religious thing. So Shelby Spong's all right. You know, if you got to go religious, go with Shelby Spong. Here we go. Icy's moment. Let's see. Hard to explain myself, but I will try. If it's too personal, don't answer. No such thing. Okay. You said you was a nurse. Was that something you wanted after your accident, or were you one before your accident? I mean, if you became one after, was it to spread your message that you understand the pain of life, that it goes on, sort of? I was a nurse before I had my accident, but I mean, I've always wanted to get into the medical field. I started in kind of late, so I knew I wasn't going to have time to get a medical degree as a doctor. But I really didn't want to be a doctor, actually, because I believe nurses are on the front line. And nowadays, nurses aren't just doctors' helpers, they're their own medical practitioners, so it's very fulfilling. And I get to do a lot of research and paperwork and stuff. Yeah! And help people. ALX90X. Hope I said that right. How did you become an atheist? Did you believe in God before? Were you moderately religious? I was pretty religious when I was young. I mean, I was right up there with all the you know, most devout people that you can think of. I crossed myself before I went swimming. I went to confession every week. I was a religious nut when I was a kid, and the older I got, it kind of petered out a little bit, so you know, it just kind of slowly went away. Alright, here we go. Abart's World. Hello. Hello! Hello, Abart's World. This is from Beetle Bard, who always has great questions. Do you think that if all Christians were to live up to the lifestyle taught by Jesus, that this world would be a better place? Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it, my friend. Problem is they don't. They make up their own rules. H. Jeremy 2222. What is your favorite Bible story? I rather enjoy Daniel and the Lion's Den. I don't know. They're all, you know, back when I was religious, I used to like the prodigal son thing, you know. I thought that was pretty cool. But, you know, I don't really have a favorite now because I think it's all crap. That's about it, really. Green 5. Since adopting atheism, have you ever questioned its core values? Well, atheism isn't a system of belief. Atheism is the natural result of rational thinking. So it doesn't have core values. Has any human creation, such as art or music, inspired you to believe that other options or possibilities regarding God exist? Well, you know, music and art both have an emotional impact on people, and a lot of people could be fooled by that. You know, I think Phil made a great video about that. You know, so watch that Phil video about it. You know, it's like one of his most recent ones. Flips 300021. Humans, being as we are, do you think that someday in the distant future the religions will have a bloody war with atheism, since we are in a kind of metaphorical way at each other's throats already? I don't think it's going to be a bloody war. I think what's going to happen is atheists are going to stand up and say, that's enough, we're done. You know, I think we're going to be like, it's sort of like a civil rights movement, you know. We're going to stand up and say we're sick and tired of being picked on. I already answered Badcom 911's, do you think eugenics is wrong? You know, Hitler was an idiot. I think anytime you go messing around with DNA and stuff like that for reasons other than to help people, you get into trouble, you know. Let's see, I got one more that I put on my database here. Let me look it up. These are great questions. I'm glad I was able to get to most of them. Astro Pranks. Is it difficult to perform everyday tasks with your disability, such as using the bathroom, showering, and maybe driving? Great question. You know, everything is something that you have to rethink everything when you're in a wheelchair. You have to rethink everything. How you take a shower. I got a chair in my shower that I have to transfer into. Driving, I have to use hand controls for stuff like that. Tell you what, I'm going to end this video right now and go to part 2, and I'll load that one up too. Answer more questions.